All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to talk about building the ultimate learning toolkit for anyone in tech. And this isn't just some random list of websites. This is a full-on strategic playbook, and it comes straight from the mind of Skill Wanderer founder Quan Nguyen. And Quan kicks things off with this quote. And wow, it just perfectly frames why we're even having this conversation. You know, there's a lot of anxiety out there about AI, but this view, it flips the script entirely. It's not about you versus the machine. It's about you becoming the person who knows how to use the machine. And that makes learning, like right now, not just a nice to have, but absolutely mission critical. And look, this isn't just a hunch. The numbers are practically screaming at us. The World Economic Forum says that nearly half of our core job skills are going to be disrupted in the next 5 years. That's an incredible pace of change. So the real question isn't if things are changing, but how in the world do you stay ahead of that wave? Well, the answer just might be in this philosophy that Quan calls the learning stack. This is the core idea for today, and honestly, it's a huge departure from how most of us probably think about online learning. I mean, think about it, right? Relying on just one learning platform today is kind of like trying to build a house with only a hammer. It's just not efficient, it's super limiting, you're never really using the best tool for the job. The tech world just moves way too fast for any single platform to be the best at everything. And here's why that really matters. The whole point of a learning stack is to build what modern tech teams are desperate for: T-shaped professionals. You need that deep specialized knowledge, that's the vertical part of the T. But you also need that broad general knowledge to collaborate effectively, that's the horizontal bar. A learning stack is pretty much the only way you can build both at the same time. So this is the big shift we're talking about. We're moving from that old, rigid, one-size-fits-all approach to something way more agile. The learning stack is all about being versatile and letting you pick the absolute best tool for whatever you need to learn, right when you need to learn it. Okay, so if we're building a stack, what are our building blocks? Let's do a quick rapid-fire tour of the 6 core platforms that Quan identifies as the main contenders for your toolkit. Let's meet the players. First up is Udemy, which is basically the giant digital supermarket of learning. Its biggest strength is just the sheer volume and variety. If you need a super specific project-based course on one tool and you want to own it for life, this is where you look, especially when you catch one of their legendary sales. Next is Pluralsight. Think of this one as the professional's gym. It's a premium subscription service for really high-quality, deep technical content, and its absolute killer feature. Through a cloud guru, it gives you access to real cloud sandboxes. For hands-on practice, that's a total game changer. Then we've got LinkedIn Learning, or the corporate trainer. This is where you go for that holistic career growth. It's perfect for building out the horizontal part of your team. You know, the business skills, the leadership, the communication, the stuff that actually gets you promoted. For anyone who works with data, you have to know about DataCamp, the interactive data lab. It is laser focused on data skills, and its learn by doing model is just brilliant. The in-browser exercises for Python, R, and SQL are just an incredibly effective way to build that muscle memory. Coursera is our digital university. This is your bridge to getting real certificates from top-tier universities and companies like Google or IBM. So if you need a formal, recognized credential to put on your resume, this is your first stop. And finally, Codecademy, the coding sandbox. This place is designed from the ground up to get absolute beginners writing code from minute 1. Its interactive environment is the perfect, no intimidation way to just start learning the basic syntax of a new language. Okay, let's just pause here and take a breath. This table gives you a fantastic, at-a-glance summary of all 6 of these platforms. You can see right here how they compare on things like price, what they're best for, and of course that one killer feature that makes each of them stand out. All right, now for the really fun part. Knowing the tools is one thing, but knowing how to combine them is where the magic happens. Let's look at Quan's own battle-tested combos for specific career goals. This is where the strategy really comes to life. So, say your goal is mastering data skills. Here's the power play. You start on Coursera for the high-level theory, maybe from a program like Google's Data Analytics Certificate. But then, you immediately jump over to DataCamp to apply it with hands-on coding. It's that 1-2 punch of theory plus practice. That's how you get to mastery. What if you want to deepen your cloud knowledge? You know what? It's a similar pattern. Use Coursera to get that solid conceptual foundation in architecture. Then, you head straight to Pluralsight's labs to get your hands dirty in a real cloud environment. There is simply no substitute for that kind of practical application. Learning a new programming language is like a 3-stage rocket. Stage 1, you get liftoff with Codecademy, just learning the basic syntax. Stage 2, you hit orbit with Pluralsight, getting a deep, structured understanding of why things work the way they do. And Stage 3, you land the mission with a project on Udemy, building something real from scratch to make it all stick. Now, for aspiring managers or business analysts, the stack shifts a bit. You could go to Coursera to get that formal, foundational certification like the PMP. But then you'd layer on LinkedIn Learning to build out those crucial soft skills, negotiation, leadership, stakeholder management, that separate the good managers from the truly great ones. So we've seen the players, we've seen some of the plays, now the spotlight turns to you. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, isn't to use every single platform out there. It's to be strategic and build the stack that's perfectly tailored to your goals. And if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this: don't get overwhelmed. The most effective learners aren't subscribing to everything under the sun. They are strategically picking just 2 or 3 platforms that perfectly align with what they're trying to achieve. It's all about quality over quantity. Which brings us to our final question. And this one is really for you to think about. After seeing this playbook, take an honest look at how you're learning right now. Are you being strategic? Are you matching the tool to the task? What's in your learning stack?